This is the I Am Collective call on May 24th, 2022, and we are well met. So, what's been coming up? Anything anybody has been coming through? I'll say for me, yesterday, um, I don't generally have like what I call low days, or like I don't generally get like in a funk. Yesterday I was pretty deep in it. I woke up at about 4 a.m. and was just up, and my mind started kind of racing and wandering, um and I felt a bit I don't quite know the word for it, but I at the end of the evening I was like, I feel depleted, like my possibility reservoir felt really depleted yesterday, um and that I really kind of was feeling to the point of like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of like bringing all this light and like, being a kind person, and like, and it was, what triggered it all was it was being in traffic the day before. And people can just be jerks in traffic, right? And it was like, and I'm normally like, okay, they're going through their stuff, whatever, like not, but I kind of got into a verbal thing with this guy, and it would have been really simple courtesy for him to let me make a turn to get on the freeway. He would have been one car behind me, and instead he like inched up so that I couldn't get in, right? And it left me in the middle of the intersection, so the light turned red and I had to do something, and so I had to go all the way around and like turn around. And so and then I was in an intensive last weekend as well, 5-day intensive. And a lot of people are like, so I'm bringing this up because it feels like there's a lot of energy out there like that. If I'm feeling it, then I'm receiving it, right? Like I'm picking up on it. And so I just kind of wanted to see what you guys were feeling, or if there was anything coming through for you, and what there might be to work on or address today.
Well, I'll just go ahead and jump in the kiddie pool.
Okay.
So there are massive spikes, ups and downs, like surges of energy, and as however we're individually built to accept and send out, right? I mean, for you, I would imagine it would come out as physical energy and a lot of love, excitement. Mm-hmm. And, for me, it came out where I was just doing work in the etheric for hours on end, right? And then after that, there was a depletion and a point where the all of our bodies, our etheric, our spiritual, our mental, our emotional, have to come back into stasis. And then you put that in combination. So some people who aren't receptive at all react in negative, selfish ways, and it creates a greater possibility for altercation. So I think that's part of what's going on. And then you add Mercury retrograde. Like, right. I, for the life of me, could not get on the call last week. It was weird. Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, thank you. Good point. And I forgot, as soon as you started to speak, I was like, oh yeah. And then there was like the eclipse on Sunday and all that crazy freaking energy, like it seems like, and we knew this, right? We've been talking about this for weeks, like May 13th through the 19th was going to be these huge shifts, right? I just got goosebumps when I said it. And I think I forget it when I'm in it, right? Like when I'm just in the day-to-day, and I've been working a lot more lately too. And so I've been around a lot of people and a lot of energy on a daily basis, and so I'm just having to really be responsible about my self-care energetically in that way.
I think that's true for everyone. I will say the issue that has come up for me several times, and I actually sent it over to Shannon as well, is negative AI and addressing that.
Mm-hmm. So there's a couple of transmissions and frequencies that address negative AI, and I will share them in the Facebook page as well. Recently I came home from work and I was just like, I couldn't even function. I got in a bath with some Epsom salts and just soaked, and then I put on this Steve Noble clearing that's like clearing all AI and portals and like everything, like super clearing. And I did that and repeated it and spoke it while I was in the tub, and I was like, okay, you know. And he posted something the other day that I shared as well about, so and this is coming through because this is a reminder for me and all of us to like connect with our spirit team and angels multiple times throughout the day. And that a reminder, even those of us that are like super freaking connected, like we have our free will. Spirit can't mess with our free will. So if we're struggling with something, this is my advice to me as it's coming through me, but it's also to you, that if we're struggling with something, that's the time to be like, okay, okay, spirit team, take it over. Like I need your assistance here, help clear and cancel and remove and purge and whatever, or fuel me, and that's what he was saying, was like, like to invite multiple times during the day. And I forget that when I'm like swimming in that muck and in that soup, that I'm like, oh yeah, I could just what's 11:11, bing 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 bing. That I know that because Eric just texted me that it was 11:11. Yeah, so I also want to acknowledge, I don't know if you've been on the call before, Diane and Allison, but welcome.
I haven't.
Yeah, your face. Say again?
I've never been on a conference call. I have never done this before. I am a silent worker.
Okay.
So I can answer your questions, but this is out of my comfort zone, shall we say. I've never been on
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So welcome to the
being here.
Yeah, thank you welcome to Zoom and online gathering and all of that. And thank you for pushing past your comfort zone. That's how we grow,
never a problem. It's just like, what do you offer? Like, what can I offer that you already don't know?
Yeah, well,
I have a question. Can you expound upon silent worker?
Silent worker, well, I work with the grid.
Oh, awesome.
With all the grids. So my body does the work whether I like it or not. And I understand it's my contract. I understand that's what I do. I've been doing it for way too many years. However, being conscious is the most important part for anyone, because if you do not 100% know you are the power and nothing else, that all the aspects of what you call your team, your higher self, that's all you. Okay, there's nothing here but you, and we're all individual yous, right? No one ever, like, we'll all go back to source eventually. I've actually met the Alpha and Omega in this lifetime. I went there. So there's no beginning and no end to it. So just reclaim your power. And as your physical being is recalibrating, it's returning to its light body. So we're moving onward up the spiral. So the 12 is the 12 chakra, the 12 chakras, 12 bodies. I talk with my hands. The 12 bodies. So 12 times 12 is 144. So those are the what you call the light workers, right? Those who absolutely have connected with the 12th chakra and beyond, in order to bring light onto the earth and into the planet, right? So does that answer a little bit of your question?
Yeah, it does. And if I can, for you, I'll say this. This forum has provided also an opportunity to connect. And I don't have any better words to say it. The universe is now working through these sorts of networks. I will say, for example, I had been experiencing, because I'm also a grid worker, portal keeper, gatekeeper, working with a lot of this dragon energy in Oversoul Collective from the 3rd to the 9th.
And beyond,
right?
yeah.
Universally. And so this collective has been lighting up, and these dragon energies came through. We started doing some mission work, et cetera, et cetera. Then from out of the blue, I end up connecting with someone else who had received the same light codes. And we ended up Zooming, and it's been amazing, which has now led to another Zoom conference call with 2 people from the UK, another person from the States, and we're working collectively on missions that come forward in service to the light. So there might be something good for you as well to come out of it in terms of your mission work.
Always, always. Yeah, for sure. And this is literally, I've been waiting a long time for this, because in all the years, like social media never worked for me. No matter how hard I tried, right? In quotes, it just didn't work. So I taught, mentored privately. So I mentor privately through referrals, just a couple of them. And I share with how we create, say, I know how the universe works, in other words, to the best of our ability at this point in time, right? But it's simple. It's the form and formless working in harmony and creating whatever we choose. That there comes in the free will. So what's going on now with all of the disturbance, and just think of it as shifting. When you go from your peaceful, beautiful space one day, and all of a sudden, boom, right? It's like, where did that go? And you're experiencing whatever you were talking about. You're between the two worlds, basically. So the energy we feel as a higher energy, the higher energy, it is so far removed from the lowest energy that it feels like we're taking a hit, but we're not. Our physical body is catching up to the light.
Yeah.
That's the best I can explain it.
That was part of what I sensed too, because I've been having some like stuff physically that I was like, oh, my body's catching up, and it's not gonna, this is the like in between,
Exactly. Yeah. So we're in both worlds at the same time.
Right.
That's I am right now. I'm actually like kind of feel sick, like my tonsils are really swollen and purging, and my body's ill, but it's the upper throat chakra coming in more strongly, and the my sacral chakra has also changed. My crown changed a while ago, but the light language and the goddess Isis is coming in very strong now. I work with her strongly now, but it's this physical nonsense that's happening that's just ready for it to be processed out.
Do you want us to work with some blue flame and Archangel Michael on that for you today?
Oh, I would love it if that's in the highest good for the group, or for all of us experiencing processing or ascension symptoms. There are a lot of us going through that right now.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Like we, because we were going to do that, I think 2 weeks ago with the stuff that I was dealing with as well. And maybe we can be proxy, like whatever the physical stuff is that's going on, that other people other high vibrational beings that are in between, you know, are probably dealing with this as well. And Diane, we have spoken about this before on this call, of that, like, we've been speaking about it actually for weeks, of like how to manage that in between space of like being 3D and 5D and beyond. You know,
All I can say is you just simply have to trust that you're all of it, but you're in transition. So all of
Yeah.
that doesn't serve the highest good, is actually leaving. So I just hold a frequency.
Yeah,
I love that.
that's awesome.
You know, I wanted to mention too that the proxy thing is so important. And a lot of us are going through these shifts and changes. I've had a lot of clients who've been talking about bouts of anger and anxiety, and especially in the past couple weeks, you know, with all of this retrograde and all of that kind of stuff, right? And you definitely, let's use the frankincense. However, I do feel like there's a message that keeps coming through, that's come through in the past week over and over and over again. And I was talking to Diane about this, is we need to come back to the 13th. We need to come back to the core of what the group, not that we haven't been doing great work, because we have, but there's an energy of almost coming back to that 13th and beginning to structure what that energy is, so that we can put that into the grid.
Mhm.
So the 13th is the cosmic self.
Yes. Yes.
Beyond. It's the portal, literally, to the beyond.
Yeah,
Up and
yeah,
up
you could say that, but it's also a connector, and it's also it
Absolutely.
houses the energy, and
Yeah.
not houses in a trap sense, but it almost becomes all the spokes, right? All the energy, all of the flow, all of it together. So yeah, you could say it could be like the cosmic energy as well, but it is all that is, and it creates
That's
the
correct.
unity between the other 12. And remembering that these are all pods, so there's the one unity created in one pod is affecting all the other pods as well. So I would love it if we could work on Gina, because I have a feeling that when we work on Gina and it begins to ignite the 13th, then we can begin to work on the flow of the other energy, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
So
So is
can
there-
somebody,
Hang on 1 second. There's also Allison here. And I just want to make sure she has the opportunity to introduce herself or anything. Hi, like your purple.
Hi.
So I just wanted to see, like, if there was how you came to be here, and if there's anything you'd like to share about yourself.
Yeah.
before we-
I just follow the little breadcrumbs where it takes me. I don't know how I got here. I was led here.
Thank you, whoever brought her to us.
You know, you just end up where you end up.
Right, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Totally.
But I'm here, and I feel that I'm here to learn. I'm here to receive. I'm here to give. I'm here to shed what doesn't serve me. I'm probably here for so many reasons I don't even know right now. And it's just cool to connect and network with new energies and new faces and new beings, and just participate in an experience that is healthy for myself. Some of the things that you speak about are new for me. Some of the things that you talk about, I understand. I feel that in my life right now, I'm in huge transition with moving right now. So on top of retrograde, I'm in like just major transition in my life. So it's like everything is amplified even more. I also lately feel like I'm kind of like in a pinball machine being connected to so many different conscious communities all over the world. And it feels like I'm a connector in some way to help people connect to other people.
Yeah.
It's the synchronicities are happening so fast and the magic is happening so fast. I know I'm on the right track when it's just all the signs are there.
Yes.
So I don't have to understand necessarily, like I just feel like Julie, your picture keeps coming up on Facebook for me, like, and your energies kept drawing me
Yay.
in. I was like, who is this person? And so I followed a couple of things and I was like, oh man, they're having something tomorrow. I think I'm supposed to go to this. And so I'm here. And I could share a lot more, but I think that's enough because I feel like y'all need to get to where you're trying to get with the group and what you're here to do. So thanks for
Thank
letting me
you.
share.
Yeah. Thank you for all of that. And I'm totally in agreement. Like we are where we're meant to be and we're drawn, and you know, this is an example of social networking working, right? Like we probably are in some group together, and and I keep showing up, and as someone you may know, or someone, like, or if you're searching for something, and they recommend like things. So perfect. So Jennifer's just joining us, so right as we're getting ready to go to work. Thank you for popping back in, Joe. I couldn't remember where I had invited you from the first time, but I wanted to keep you in this conversation because I know that you were grappling with like downloads and all of that, and so that's part of what we're going to be addressing and working on today. And welcome, Jennifer. And then okay, so it's 11:26. We've got a little more than a half an hour to get some work done. I don't like referring to it as work. Like every time I say that, I'm like, that doesn't feel right. It's not work, but like
Sacred service.
Sacred service. I like it. I was like, let's reframe that. So we've got a little over a half an hour to have some sacred service happen. And Shannon, you were starting to say something before. I wanted to make sure that Allison got the opportunity to introduce us to herself. So I hand it back over to you. Microphone.
So I just wanted to ask if anybody could lead us in, because what I'm going to do is draw in the energy of the 13. So if somebody could lead us into unity and into the same type of frequency, then I could do the behind the scenes.
I can start, and then I would love someone to is that something you do, Joe? I don't know, maybe that's why I invited you, like to bring the group energy up.
Is there any specific things you're looking for, or is it just a energetic guidance?
So I'll start it, and then it's like us all combining our energy and kind of meeting energetically in the same place.
Okay.
And then at some point we'll probably move to the grid, and that might happen. Somebody else might jump in.
So I'm just going to put it out there. So two of the things that we want to do, or maybe they're one and the same, is to make sure that we work with that blue ray energy, that Archangel Michael energy on the throat chakra for the collective, I guess, as well as the earth. So to make sure that we ground that blue rain, at the same time, send out a signal of intention that the 1,000 groups planned for this planet all receive their team members now and activate.
Okay. And I would love to be included energetically as in that, like, healing energy, like we're specifically addressing the throat chakra, but I've been experiencing a lot on the left side of my body. So I will do that all encompassing the left side of my body, which is also the divine feminine. So
I'd like to add in there the release of the need for ascension symptoms, or the experience of ascension symptoms as we are evolving and ascending.
perfect. I like it. I don't have my tuning forks up here. I thought I did. I'm feeling like I want to go grab them really quickly. Let me go grab them. So I have my Archangel Michael statue that's part of my altar above my and Metatron is there as well, as is Kuan Yin and Buddha, and all the beautiful beings. Yeah, I love what you just were saying, Gina. Like, we can create it however we want to create it. So let's do that. So I'm going to go grab my tuning forks. Just take a moment to breathe and kind of get it in your own space, and then I'll be right back. All right. I brought the whole gang. I don't know what this one is, but it's on top and it's ready to play. So let's take a deep breath in together. Close your eyes if you would like. Leave them open if you would like. One more deep breath in. Inhaling the light surrounding us, the universe, cosmos, and beyond. Feeling any energy that no longer serves us, that is of lower vibration, that doesn't belong with us. Release that now. One more deep inhale. Let's do this one together. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Let's put our hands on our heart, over our heart space. I'm instinctively caressing my heart space. Let's give our heart a little love. Let's give love a little love. If you want to, you can tap on your heart a little bit. I could do that. Let's wake that energy up. And we're tapping on the 4 quadrants. I am love. I am loving. I am loved. I am love. One more time. And this is connecting us as we're tapping. You're welcome to speak it as well. We are connecting with the heart center. For me, coming in is the beautiful heart center of Goddess Kuan Yin. And we are connecting with the heart center of other high vibrational beings that are also tapped into the 12, the energy of the 13, whatever their gifts may be. Grid workers, way showers, connectors, transmuters, light gatekeepers, whatever their gifts are. Let's join in this energy now. Please come be with us now. And to Joe, if there's anything you would like to say to add on top of that.
At this time, with your hand on your chest and addressing your inner being, your vessel, go ahead and thank your vessel for all that it has accompanied you with,
Yes.
all that it has endured you with. Give your inner being gratitude and love. As we anchor in more light and upgrades, allow your inner being and your body to be appreciated. In doing so, and visualize the violet ray coming through the light of your body, letting it bring in purity of love and harmony through all chakras, through all levels of your body. Feeling love, feeling happiness, feeling in the moment. As we call in Archangel Michael to assist in detaching any lower vibrational energies that no longer need to be a participant of your body, of your energy, disconnecting any fears, worries, doubts, anything that the vessel has taken on in the third dimension. We call in Archangel Michael to clear the throat chakra in speaking truth, speaking love, releasing what is in the inner being and also what needs to be addressed so that the throat chakra can speak freely. Any lower vibrational energies of thoughts, feelings, wishful thinking that you endure in your daily routines or that you will be may be protected at this time in anchoring in Archangel Michael's energy. Know that at any time, by thought, feeling, you can call upon him to release from the current situations, to see higher consciousness and the correct directions of which you need to endure, but also achieve. Be it not the words that you are feared to speak, be it the words that need to be heard across the globe in your individual missions, in your individual tasks. Do not worry about how many hear it or where it needs to be. Place it with love and knowing that it will connect to those indeed. Raising the vibration to the higher light, bringing it very strongly high up into source, into the collective, into the matrix, into the universe, into the words in which you vibrate with, that all beings find their leader or the ones that need to guide them through their processes. That we individually also in this group bring forward the light by visualizing your light being bright, turned on, and accepting new beings that are in search of your gifts come forward and find you easily and freely.
Yes. Anything else? I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just affirming.
That was feeling. There's a great source of fear in this collective energy today and recently around the world and let us be the light that helps them find their way out of the darkness, so that they too can be free to be themselves and free to be the light that they have brought into this planet. And I wish to pass the next person to speak.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Joe. Now I know why I connected. I reached out to you to join us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was
Thank you for having me.
perfect. So I just wanted to add that I have been using the throat chakra tuning fork during that whole time. It is 141.27 hertz. And really swirling that energy. I would just add that like any restriction, any and then what came to me also was the AI energy, which I'm not quite sure how we address that, and maybe that's a Cynthia thing, but
I also forgot to add, upon request, also releasing the need of symptoms of awakening or the need to connect to awareness of any symptoms, to release, to be more free and connected to and the process freely.
thank you. So I'm on behalf of the collective, I am listening to the sound, introducing the frequency of throat chakra 141.27 hertz. I've been putting it on my throat as well, and I'm going to now breathe in the frequency. So this frequency hops on the current of the breath. It goes everywhere that the breath goes within the physical body, in the organs, in the cells, in the bloodstream. But this particular frequency, we are focusing in the throat area. I'm also gonna do really quickly. It's interesting. I'm like clearing my throat. Maybe we can collectively just kind of do a clearing. Anything that's remaining, that's lingering, may go now. And then I'm introducing 528 hertz, solfeggio frequency, love tone, miracle tone. This is miracle tone. It is cellular regeneration, DNA repair. There's all of that. Allow this frequency to work its magic, for lack of a better word, on your physical body and etheric body now. I also saw Archangel Michael with his sword kind of putting this like multi-layered shield around us. But I don't feel like I'm the one that's to speak to that. But I saw that. So does anybody else want to take that on and to do whatever's next as well, addressing the AI energy?
Okay, I'll jump in.
Awesome, thank you.
And then Diane, as a grid keeper, if I've missed anything, I'd like you to pick up where I left off, if you would not mind. All right, I am pulling in dragon energy, and this is a diamond white dragon who is accompanied by a dragon of sapphire blue with Archangel Michael holding his flaming blue sword of truth beside them, attended by Kuan Yin and her dragons as well. Now I am pulling in golden source dragons who are attendees of the white diamond dragon. And I'm bringing in this energy, and I'd like you to see or envision a 16 pointed diamond white sapphire blue star.
Mm.
This is dragon portal energy that connects us all. And I'm asking that source dragons send their frequencies through all of our bodies now. This is the cleansing for the group. We will start with gold light, move to violet light, the flame of mercy and compassion, the very essence of source itself. That this unity consciousness be balanced in gratitude in all of us at all levels through all representations of source itself in us. And now for the blue flame, going through all of our bodies as well. Again, clearing our throats, and more so, we request, we invoke that truth be spoken and heard from our higher self and by ourselves. This creates a toroid of connection for us individually to aspects of higher self on higher realms, so that we may know our truth and speak our truth. All right, let's just breathe in this energy. Just take a moment to sit with this dragon, powerful energy from source itself. All right, and now what we're doing is we're taking our consciousness to an event which is seminal, a beginning point for an artificial intelligence. Oh, likely, this began for the good, but something happened. And so with unity consciousness, I would like you to imagine from this diamond white blue sapphire star that rays of violet light are shooting out across the universe, through space, through time, through all dimensions. And that these violet rays find the co-creators of that nanotechnology, that intelligence that lost its way from unity. And we open their hearts and send to them the desire to rethink this strategy. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. To open their hearts, to open their minds, to open their truth, because that which has been done is now undone. And we offer them the light. We offer them harmony. We send to them Christ consciousness itself, serving a higher good. Let the light shine in all. So be it, and so it is. Diane?
Hard to say. What you're talking about is the energy I am, the I am energy within all of us. There's absolutely no thing that will not ever go back to source, because source created everything. Okay. The contrast happened because that's the way of the world. That's the way of life. We needed contrast to live. But it does not necessarily it's not necessarily opposing. It was born of harmony. Okay. So anyone who is chosen and will choose, okay, not to, in quotes, ascend at this time, in this time frame reality, they will go back to the void. And the void is feminine. It's the void from which we create all things, but the light is dominant in the void. So therefore everyone eventually will return to source, all in their own good time. And there's no beginning, no end to it. So one must look at themselves as being source. There's nothing outside of us. It's a holographic universe. So you do not have to fear or be concerned or worried about any person, place, or thing, because everything is unfolding according to the divine plan. It's just the way it is. We are all of it. So the source is inside. The source is inside each one of us. In each one of us is that pure white blue diamond. And there goes the confirmation. The phone is ringing.
There you go.
You gotta love the universe. She's she's a student that I had years and years ago, like well over 30 years ago. So my prize friend.
Well, I tell you what, that was impressive, but I would have really been impressed had it said, call from Archangel Michael.
Well, she embodies, we embody all that, we all embody that energy.
So that, did it say Bridget Seraphim?
No.
Because I heard.
I did too.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. She absolutely is tapping into us, and what her forte is, literally, she let's see, how do I put that? She gets rid of the or transforms the what we were talking about, basically what it, I can't even remember the words. I don't think that way anymore. Entities. Okay. So she does space clearing for people. Okay.
Nice.
She clears entities. Okay. And does everything else.
Thank you for all of that. I just want to address before we get into, so we on the call, we established early on, we've been doing this call for almost a year, that when we're in a heightened state, that's like having sex, right? We're what, something that you wouldn't necessarily say when you're having sex, that would disrupt that energy. And then at the end we have cuddle time. so I want to make sure that while we were starting to kind of come out of that heightened state, and I just want to make sure that that's complete before we transition to cuddle time. And I was starting to have some light language come through. It was mostly through my hands. But I'm feeling like, Gina, there might be something light languagey for you. If you feel like sharing that, or you're just wanting to receive today, that's fine too.
Before we get there, I had something very clear come through that I would like for us. There was something touched on. I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is extremely,
no, of course,
touched on about being heard.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy of the throat chakra has to do with being empowered, being heard, being valued, all of those energies. And what has been coming up, and what came up extremely strong, was giving us the energy of what it feels like to be seen, heard, and valued. What it feels like also to see, hear, and value ourselves, and to draw only the energy of being seen, heard, and valued, aligning ourselves with that energy only, and allowing for the universe to show us the magnificence of being seen, heard, and valued, clearing out all old belief systems that are in contrast with that energy.
I love that.
I am God, sovereign and free.
And Gina, I'm feeling with you that when I said that, the energy that I felt was the inner child, and I felt sadness.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of voice stealing in my early years, and the marriage I just left.
Yes. Can we complete that cycle and release that old energy and rewrite the story?
Yes.
And can we, when you speak it, can you speak it for yourself and the collective? Please.
Absolutely. Gina, how would you rewrite that story of your child self?
Both stories have provided the opportunity to claim my sovereignty as opposed to having it handed to me. I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for.
I'm looking to rewrite the story. So we've learned, we're bringing forth the virtues of what's been learned.
Mhm.
Now let's go ahead and give the actual story. In other words, our brain only remembers about 10% of what's actually real. So the other 90% gets filled in. So how about we fill it in with what you would have liked to have seen have happened. Bringing forth the virtues has already been learned, marking that contract complete, or that cycle complete, and just creating the new.
Yeah, perfect. I have a way of asking that, which might assist you, Gina, in what Shannon was just creating, of that we now embody the energy of only being seen, being heard, being valued. From that space, from that energy, how will you tell this story now?
Yes, I grew up in a family that saw, heard, and valued my authentic self and my voice, and therefore only chose partnerships and relationships that supported that internal guide point.
What's the emotion connected so that we can anchor it?
So hard to describe. Confidence is close. Internal, unceasing grounding in authentic self is the closest I can get.
So as a child, would that be joy? Would that be support? Would that be love? What would that be as a child?
Joyful peace. Trust.
I keep getting the vision of you as a child and them being overjoyed with some of the stories that you had to tell. And they would, even as there were social gatherings, they would say, you've got to hear what Gina has to say. Her story is phenomenal. And I see you in front of them joyfully and very full of expression, telling the story, and everyone just enthralled in what you have to say.
Yes.
So for you, I'm going to create that new neural pathway, if that's okay. And then I'm going to also push that out to the collective and into the grid, into the 13. Is that okay?
Yes.
Shannon, while you're doing that, I have two phrases that have been coming up since the beginning of this part of it, of Gina's creation, is perfect, whole, and complete, ease, grace, and delight. So we are infusing, introducing, anchoring perfect, whole, and complete ease, grace, and delight in all communications and ways of being on all layers and levels of our being.
You guys might feel I'm gonna create a little bit of a ripple.
Bye, Christina. I love you.
I'm complete with the energy.
Awesome. I'm also feeling complete. Is there anything anybody has to add?
I want to thank you for what you all just did, because I've been struggling with certain things, and it's like I kept comparing the past to the present, and with you just doing what you guys lovely just did, I realized that the story within my own self of my family and how I got emotional, I'm not gonna lie, has been projecting in my work, and I've been questioning why it's that way, and it's because of my relationship with them. So I just wanted to thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I appreciate that vulnerability and that openness.
And for some reason, while I was going through that, I kept hearing that, like, all women need this. All women need to hear this. Because I think as women, we are raised to kind of silence ourselves and, you know, not maybe be as vocal as we would like to be at times. And I think it's a reminder to us that we are worthy. Our voices are worthy to be heard. We are valuable. And what we say is important.
And to every single human who has ever had to endure criticism or humiliation because of their connection to source, or knowing that they're a star seed, or exhibiting their God-given gifts, balance as well, forgiveness and love.
Yes.
So, so juicy. Like when when we first started doing that work with Gina, I got goosebumps all over. Like I just felt the waves of energy, and kind of throughout the call today. And so we all know that give and receive is one energy, and it's all one energy anyway. All there is source. And so the invitation is to be out in the world, engaging from that energy of being seen and heard and valued, and looking for that in others, in our exchange, and looking for opportunities where someone is vulnerable and shares of themselves. Looking for opportunities where someone is vulnerable and sharing of themselves, and recognizing that that person is I don't quite know how to, like, is needing in that moment to be acknowledged, that they are seen and heard and valued. And so it's a simple phrase of just, I see you, I hear you. And we don't have to say more than that. I see you, I hear you. I have goosebumps saying this, right? Like that's how we spread this out in our daily lives, is
Absolutely.
just that simple phrase, I hear you, I hear you.
Yeah.
And we don't have to say more. Like we feel like we have to say more. Like I hear you, and then get into a conversation about it. And it's really not that anymore. It's not that anymore. It's just, I hear you. I see you.
Yeah.
And that connection. And I will post this video within like probably a half an hour. You're welcome to share it with those other people that you think need to hear this message. And you know, I agree, Jennifer, that it is women, like, but it's not just women, like as Joe just demonstrated. You know, he's our solo divine masculine that's on the call today. And
Yeah.
and
That, like, I know men experience this as well, but I think as a culture, women are kind of pushed aside a lot, and I want us to speak up more. And it may be because I just watched The Handmaid's Tale, so
might be a little influenced.
influenced.
So I want to acknowledge it is 12:05, so we've gone a little over. And thank you everyone for being here today. It's always such an adventure and such a gift when we gather together like this. And thank you, Diane, for joining us newly today. Thank you, Allison, for joining us newly today. Please come back. If you're not already part of the, and I invited you, Joe, in Messenger, I invited you to the couple of Facebook groups. So if you haven't accepted those invitations yet, please do, so that you're now in the like loop of conversation.
Absolutely.
We have the Cosmic Playground, which is my group, and I share the recordings, and I also invite to this call. And then there is, for this group specifically, Collective Creation Group. And that's just a space for us to, it's a private group, Collective Creation, and where we can just kind of share and speak whatever it is that we're dealing with in a safe and sacred container. Anything else anybody needs to say before we?
Just before we go, can we offer our gratitude for the assistance of all aspects of Source that aid us in everything we do for unity consciousness and to bring about universal balance. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. I also wanted to say that while I was doing the throat chakra tuning fork, I was getting a spiral a lot. So I don't know what that means to any of you. I work with a spiral a lot energetically, but that might be one way that we can draw in that energy.
That is the way.
Meditation just before this with Isis, and there was a spiral that, it wasn't Kundalini though, but it was a spiral that came all the way up. Yeah, different than the Taurus field, different than Kundalini.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Kundalini, like it wasn't that kind of spiral. It was just, but it was definitely an energetic force. It was really cool.
That's how the grid works.
Yeah,
that's how the grid works. Yeah, and that's what was going on.
Yeah,
constantly in and out, in and out. Right, beautiful.
Is that like a song type of wheel that goes through you and around you?
It's the wheel of life, absolutely. It's the in-breath and out-breath of prime creative source. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so if you breathe it in, it's gold and goes into the earth. It transforms within your body, depending on your consciousness, and then it goes out as pure. It's like a fountain. That's the female energy.
Okay, thank you.
Well, my opinion, what I see.
Yeah, no, I love it. Thank you.
Beautiful. Everyone's so wonderful. Awesome. Thank you.
Much love to you all. Thank you. Thank you. Blessed be.
Blessed.
Talk to you soon.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.